what gave you the idea in terms of starting a financial literacy platform instead of just trying to do the old hit and run job? You're trying to educate people. What was the genesis of that?
Yeah, for sure. So I was a corporate banker for 10 years, and then I took, of all things, a leap of faith into reality TV. The old dating show, The Bachelorette. Talk about A to Z jumping off the cliff. And after I did that, I built this platform I didn't even know kind of how to manage or what a platform would be, really. I didn't even understand it. And so quickly I learned that you got to find a way to differentiate yourself. And the dating show was just a very small portion of my story. So quickly when, COVID hit, April 2020, all the markets are getting clobbered. I pulled my audience, which is mostly predominantly like 18 to like 40, let's say. And I said to them, guys, every headline right now, all we're seeing is S&P 500 and Dow Jones. Be honest with me. Don't fuck with me. Be honest. Yes or no. If your mother, your father, your cousin, your sister came up to you and said, just tell me what the S&P 500 is or the Dow Jones is, could you do it? And I want you to predict, before I give you the answer, Jordan, I want you to predict, how many people do you think said that they could do it effectively?
50%. Said, wait, I'm saying said, okay, wait, said or could. I'm saying thought they could or could.
They answered yes or no. Yes, I can explain a little bit what the S&P 500 Dow Jones is. How many people?
I would say
90. Oh, I'm not gonna tell you.
I was gonna say 50+%, and then 0.1% actually could. That was my guess.
Oh, I like that. I like the change. So over 250,000 people respond. 91% of them were honest and said they could not do it.
Okay.
And so that was eye-opening, right? And so from that, we've created a podcast. We're writing books. We have a full consulting company.
Let me interrupt you for a second. Let me ask you a question, though. Okay, but here's my thesis on this.
Sure.
91% said they couldn't. Of the 9% that said they could, how many actually could? Like that's a good point. My point is, I think a lot of people think they understand things because, especially in a bull market, a rising tide lifts all ships. So, some guy goes out there, he trades a couple of things. He's an expert at crypto. He's an expert at trading meme stocks. And it's simply just being on, the right side of a massive bull market. I've been around for, I hate to say it because it's fucking, I'm old, but I have seen this. Like, I've been through so many markets like this where, it's just like, actually, I entered the stock market in 1987, right?
Okay.
And it was the terminal year of a 5-year bull market. Now, everything has changed, and I don't think people realize this, that there's been this shift in fiscal policy that started after 9/11. And it sort of was this sort of 1-2 punch that started with the dot-com bubble bursting, and then right on the heels of that, you had 9/11. And it was in that moment that George Bush W, right, George W. Bush got on TV and said, if you stop shopping, the terrorists win. And they kept interest rates, at this unbelievably low rate, and they just sort of flooded the economy with money and then never looked back. And then it sort of led up to this sort of, the bubble that happened in 2008 with housing where they, made it so easy to get loans. And if you look at it, there's been like this whole kick the can down the road with fiscal policy. But my point is that before that, it was like there was bull markets and bear markets. It was like 82 to 87 was because Reagan came in, cut interest rates. But before that, the 70s really, really sucked. So what do you think about like this whole idea now? Like we're in this long, extended, low interest rate environment. Do you think at some point there's going to be hell to pay?
It has to be. So you brought up .com and 9/11. Obviously, let's talk a little bit about the mortgage crisis. Like huge, but right. Like the whole country turned upside down. Almost the whole world turned upside down.
Right.
I think I don't know if people realize how much power politicians have, but every politician is terrified right now to have their name associated, in my opinion, with another 2008. And so you think we saw regulation then. Imagine what we're seeing now. The big question to your point is, how can you sustain this? How can you sustain continuing to print money, continuing to keep interest rates at such a low rate? It's impossible. You're seeing, if you look at almost every indicator, I'm going to give you two indicators, from literally just residential housing, the price at which these houses are selling, the ease at what it is to get money, all the way to, ready for this, all the way to Las Vegas, right? Publicly traded companies, MGM, go to their high limit roller rooms, right? back 2 years ago, $100 to play in those tables. Now it's all 500 mins. It doesn't matter what indicator you look at. Everything is moving up, and it's tough to keep up with it.